What's up, everybody? This is Jay Short, aka Head Honcho, and I am back with episode 5 of the Head Honcho Sports Podcast here on YouTube. Today, we're going to be talking about the LA Rams and the Carolina Panthers. Cam is back. Number 1 is back in Carolina. The team that drafted him, the team let him go. He is back, one of the best QBs in the league. He's back, and the Panthers are looking to make a playoff push. The LA Rams, they're stacked. OBJ is going to LA. They have Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. They are stacked, and I believe they are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. So let's get right into it. The Rams, they have everything to win the Super Bowl, like I just said. They have receivers with OBJ in. He's a deep threat. He's a quick. Matthew Stafford can get the ball out quick to OBJ. He's a deep threat, like I said. He can just do everything. He can do it all in the field. Cooper Kupp, he's unreliable, so to speak. He has everything. He has the whole package. He can block, he can catch, run. He can be a deep threat. He can be the short pass guy. So the Rams have everything. On defense, they're set. Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Aaron Donald. It's crazy. They are the favorite to win the Super Bowl, no doubt. Tampa Bay, I don't know. Tampa Bay is like, they're the defending champs. You got to respect them. You have to. Tom Brady, Devin White, those guys, you have to respect them. You have to respect that defense. However, the Rams are looking tough. You still got to worry about Arizona. They haven't went away. You still got to worry about Green Bay. They haven't went away. But the Rams are they're just stacked. They keep stacking and stacking, and they want to return to the Super Bowl. They still have the bad taste in their mouths when they went against Tom Brady and the Patriots. They didn't like that. They still don't like that. That was, quote unquote, one of the most boring Super Bowls. It wasn't, in my opinion. The score was 13-3. That was a great defensive game. The Rams are trying to get back to that form of great defense and consistent offensive play. So we're going to see what happens with them. Hopefully OBJ returns to OBJ form. He wasn't really himself in Cleveland. They weren't really utilizing him in the right way. Hopefully he returns back to regular OBJ form. Cam and the Panthers. He's back. Number 1 is back. My main man, Cam Newton, is back in Carolina. It's going to be tough. Their defense, they have one of the best defenses in the league. They still have Brian Burns, Shaq Thompson, Jeremy Chin, AJ Bouye, J.C. Horn, and they pairing that with Cam on the offensive end. And I think Chris McCaffrey is coming back from one of his injuries. They're going to be tough to beat. Sam Darnold, he's going to be out for mostly the rest of the season. We're going to see how Cam performs, and I believe he can make the Panthers a great offensive threat and a great team overall, a more well-rounded team. Mainly because he can do it with his feet, he can do it with his arm. He's a dual threat QB, and he still is capable of doing great things. I still think he can play at an MVP level sometimes, not all the time, of course. He can still bring those MVP flashes out some games. And then you have the defense, like I said, Brian Burns, one of the best linebackers in the game. He leads that defense, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they perform against the rest of the NFC teams. Like I said, you have Arizona, you have the Rams, you have Tampa Bay, you have Green Bay, those top teams, those top echelon teams. And Cam is gonna make those guys a really great threat. The Panthers are really right there. They're right there. They're right on the edge of that getting over the hump with this defense. Their defense has shown out this season. No one expected their defense to be like this, but their defense has really stepped up their play. And finally, we're going to be talking about Ball Don't Stop's top 75 list. He dropped it around maybe an hour and a half ago. His list, I agree with every single person on this list, man. It's crazy. I agree with every single one. You have the NBA's list. I didn't have a problem with their list. However, they just try to, quote unquote, give the older guys their flowers because they really paved the way for the game. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with sharing that experience with the NBA greats. With those players like Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain. All those guys. I really don't have a problem with those guys being on the top 75 list for the NBA. But as far as ability and the eye test, these players Some of these players, I'm gonna name some of them. I'm not gonna name all 75. I'm gonna put the regular 75 on the screen. These players are tough players from the eye test, from ability, from accolades, everything. They're tough. Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, John Wall, Pau Gasol. Those four right there, tough players. Pau Gasol, one of the best international players to ever play the game. John Wall, one of the most explosive point guards we've ever seen. Brandon Roy, in his time in Portland, was one of the best two guards in the game. One of the best scorers in the game around his time before he got injured. You have Jimmy Butler, Darren Williams, Chris Bosh, Penny Hardaway, Reggie Miller, all of these guys, to whereas their ability and their eye test and the eye test watching these players, it was more so of they have more than the ability of the guys in the 60s and the 70s. The game has evolved. The game is going to keep evolving. Right now, it's one of the toughest eras we've ever seen because there's so many scores. The game is so open. It's so up and down. So all of these guys they really elevated the game, and they really took the game to the next level, took the game into the next era, and guided the game. So next we have Jamal Crawford, DeMar DeRozan, Manu Ginobili, Anthony Davis. You have Michael Jordan, obviously, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. All of these guys are great players. I'm going to continue to say it, great players. And you're going to see these names: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, Shaquille O'Neal. All of these guys, they really, really, really passed that eye test, and they really had that ability, and they really took their games to the next level and took their team to the next level as far as team success, accolades, and their longevity in the league. Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic, Grant Hill, Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was left off the regular NBA 75 list. I was sad to see that. Kyrie was left off too, but Kyrie's on the ball don't stop list. Tracy McGrady, Stephen Curry, Allen Iverson, Hakeem Olajuwon. These guys are just the top echelon of their game and what they brought to the game, as you can see. So with that being said, this is the end of episode 5 of the Hand Honcho Sports Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and check out my audio podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. I'll put the link in the description below, and I will see you guys in episode 6.